Hey everybody, Jonathan from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to be showing you an updated version of the Red Gohan. I don't know when I was going to start that video. So, as long as you've got the leader card, so when it attacks you draw, and then if you're on 4 or less, or your opponent has a red pan in play, you draw 2 and go down to 6. There is a way of putting the pan on their field, so that's not an issue. And then on this side it's got 3 autos. So the first one, when your Red Gohan or Piccolo superhero attacks, you draw a card. At the end of the turn, you choose one of your Piccolo superheroes back to active. And then it's got once per turn, when your Piccolo bestowed power beyond awakening activates, blocker, or is removed. So let me just find that Piccolo real quick. So this one. So if it gets removed by skill, at the end of the turn, you add cards until you go to full life, and then you play a Red Gohan Superhero Z leader on top of your leader. Which, we're going to Z deck now. I'll just start with the Z leader. So he's got 20k in double. You can awaken it for 2 energy when you're on 3 or less, but you're just going to use this auto skill to go into it. And when it's placed, you place a ZNG into drop, and then you can activate the special beam from the Z deck. So that just comes into play. When he attacks, you draw a card, and at the end of your turn, you switch all of your Piccolos to active mode. So all your red superhero Piccolos go to active instead of just one. And they're all blockers, so it comes in handy. We have a copy of Cell Max Advent of Despair. So 3 cost from K to the energy, barrier blocker. When it attacks, you minus one of your opponent's cards by 15. And once per turn, if it's your turn, and the skill reduces the card's power to 0, you get this back inactive. So you just pick something you can kill. That's when you swing, you get it back as a blocker. We have 2 copies of the special beam inherited power. So it's active battle, pay 1 red. Your red Gohan superhero attacking, and you remove this card from the game. You choose one of your opponent's back cards, 35 or less, ignoring barrier, KO it. And then you can either choose up to one of your red Gohan Z leaders, and it gets 20k for the battle. Then remove this from the game. Oh no, then you remove it from the game. Or you can choose one of your red superhero Gohans with 30k or more power, and it gains 15 double for the battle. So when I find him, this swings, you can basically trigger that to either give your leader some power or give this 15 crit, double. There's a crit now. And then we have 3 copies of Battle of Red River Army Begins. So when it's placed, if your leader is a Red Gohan and you have 2 or more energy, you get to play this Gohan into your battle area from your deck, and then you give them, you put a 1 cost red pan onto your opponent's side of the field, and then when you play this Piccolo out, you remove this, shut the card from your hand to bottom of the deck, and you get to add the bestowed power Piccolo to your hand. So it's just a setup card. Don't entirely need 3 copies, I just run them because I don't have much else for the Z deck, and I might need to loop out another pan. So with the main deck, go to the extra cards. We've got 2 copies of Beerus Ball. So for these red, you have 4 or less. If the battle card has been played as 15 or less, it's placed in your drop instead. And if it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your lead cards that gets 5k for a turn. So, and then the opponent requires multiple energy, which you don't really do. We've got 3 copies of King Vegeta's Imposing Presence. So it's counter, if your leader is a mono red Saiyan, you may choose the attacking card, you don't bury it, gets minus 10 for a turn. And then your opponent can't attack with cards unless they give the attacking card minus 5 each time, and then you can't play a second copy. And if you're on 3 or less, you can activate it by discarding a card instead of paying the cost. So it's a nice bit of aggro control. And then we have 3 copies of Testing the Opposition. which start blocking negate. So negate, play a Cyberman blocker, well, Cyberman token with block for the turn, and then if you're on 5 or less you can rip a life to activate. So the battle cards, our 1-drops are just the pans. So we have 4 of Determined Young Girl and 3 Glimpse of Strength. They both have permanent where they can't attack or be used in a combo unless your leader is the red Gohan, which obviously we are, so we can use it, but the opponent can't. And then the Determined searches top 5 for a superhero character with cost 5 or less, and then this one draws a card. But they're both from hand, so your opponent can't do the effect when you play it to their field. Our 2 costs are just super combos. So we have 2 Videl and 2 Baby Raditz. The Videl is just a 10k, and then if you're on 4 less you can draw a card. Raditz, you put 1 back, draw 2 when you're on 4 less. Videl's searchable, so it's worth having a couple copies. And then Raditz is just a good super combo. Our 3 costs, start with, we've got Piccolo with a new student. So it's a blocker 10k. When it attacks, you can use a red Saiyan Earthling, mono red with 5k combo from your drop. In the combo, if its skills negated, so you just get a free combo piece. And then it's got activate at 1, pay 1 red. If your opponent has a red pan superhero in play, you can play this from your hand. So playing the pan out on your opponent's field lets you play out this card. And there's a few cards that are like that. We have the Gohan allows explosion. So he's got deflate unique barrier, 15k. Also when he's played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 15 or less and KO it. And then you can pay 1 red if your opponent has the pan to play this card. And we have 4 costs. A bit more of them. So to start with, we have the Piccolo bestowed power. So block with 15. When you play it, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards that gets -20 for a turn. And then it's got the limit 1 of paying red. If you have 3 or more energy and your opponent has pan, you can play him out. And then we have 4 copies of Gohan Ultimate Power of Legend. So it's got 20k and EX evolved by paying 1 red and placing it on the 3 cost Gohan. And then it's got auto limit 1. If your opponent has 2 or more energy when it's played, you draw 1, switch this to active mode, and then you play the bestowed power Piccolo from your deck with its skills negated. So it's another way of getting Piccolo out, so you can go to your 5 cost. And then we have 2 copies of this future Gohan. So it's Super Saiyan Son Gohan Self-Taught Truth. It's got 20k, active main limit 1, pay 1 red. If leaves red, you have 2 more energy and there's the extra in your battle area, which we easily will. You can draw a card and play this out. Then active main once per turn, paying 1 red. If you have 3 or more energy, you switch this to active mode, it gains double. Then choose up to one of your opponent's battle or use the cards and it gets -20 for the turn. So, nice little surprise aggro unit. Next we have our 5 costs. And to start with, we have a singular copy of Gamma 1 and 2, Hero's Mission. So it's 5 cost 15. It's got auto. When it's played, you can give a red ribbon card 5k for the turn. It's the only red ribbon you play. The secondary auto doesn't apply because I'm not Dr. Hedo. And then active battle limit 1, pay 1 red. If it is red and your opponent's 3 or more energy, you draw 1, plays from your hand, and you choose a red card and it gains 10k for the battle. So threw this in as a one-off because I was able to get hold of it, and it's just a case of you can pay 1, play it out, give something 10 for the battle, and then this can swing in as a 20k. So, and then we have 4 copies of Piccolo Power Beyond Awakening. So it's got blocker 20k, EX evolve by paying 1 red onto the 4 cost Piccolo. When it's played, you draw 1, switch from dark mode and it gains 5. And then it does have an active main. of if you have the Beast Raw Gohan in play, so the big 8 cost, you can switch this to active rest mode, and your opponent can't activate a blocker for the turn. So it's a way of turning off their blockers if you need to for the Gohan swing. Our 6 costs, we've got 2 copies of Gohan and Pan. So it's 24k blocker with active battle at 1, pay red. If you go the red Gohan leader and you bounce your opponent's 1 cost Pan to your hand, you can play this card. So it's a way of bouncing the Pan back and giving yourself a nice big blocker. And finally we go to our 8 costs. So to start with, we've got Beerus and Whis. So it's got exhaust, double strike, 30k. When it's played, if you have 2 or more red energy, you choose it from one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards in rest mode, and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. It does have an effect if you've got yellow energy, but this is mono red, so it don't matter. And it's got activate at 1, paying 2. If the leader is red or yellow and you have 4 more energy, you draw 1 and play it from hand. So this is just good in any red or yellow deck because it just gives you a nice big aggressor for 2 energy. Now of course we have 4 copies of our boss of the deck, which is Gohan Beast Raw. I love the look of this card. So it's got dual attack 30k, also at 1 if you have the special beam cannon in play. So this card. And this isn't attacking. When your opponent activates a counter skill, you can minus your opponent's leader by 5k for the turn. And then because the Piccolo can turn off blockers, it's trying to force out that a bit more. And then it's got active main, level 1, pay 2 red. If the leader is red Saiyan and you have 4 more energy, you play this from your hand. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 30 for the turn. So hit 4 energy, play red Saiyan. You can just throw that in as a minus 30k and then a big beater. And our last card for the deck is the secret rare Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Unbridled Power. So it's 8 cost, 40k. It's got dual attack when you have 25 or more drop, because Spark 25. It's got deflect and triple strike. Active main, pay 4 red. Plays from your hand, and you may have one of your opponent's leaders get minus 5 for the turn. And then it's got active main, remove this from the game, choose all of your opponent's battle and unison cards, ignoring barrier, place them in the drop, then place a card from your opponent's life in their drop. So you can bring this out, swing a big 40 triple. If you've got enough in the drop, you can do it again, and then you send this, their entire board, and a card from their life to a drop, which could kill them. You never know. You might just play it out on one, or just scare the hell out of them. So with all that being said, that is the red Gohan Superhero deck profile. Thank you for watching, leaving thoughts in the comments below as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye!